I've been trying to face on repeatedly. I've been trying to run it off like all the others in my history. Yesterday was hell, but I made it through the day. Felt straight. Balls. Everybody leaves. Everybody. Everybody leaves.
Here we go. When I got to the charts today, I was a little distracted because we had a home visit for my son today, but my wife was mostly handling it. I had to tune in like every so often. But before the market opened, I was looking at my zones that I marked out like the previous couple of days, like the beginning of the week, and saw that price obviously shifted on was it Wednesday, and confirmed the shift on Thursday. And I was looking for that zone where price opened to either continue lower if it opened below it, would basically test it and continue lower, or to play around in that area between those two zones like it did Thursday. But price opened up and immediately started to shoot up. And with that, I was like, I have to take a stab at it. The signals were perfect when it came to continuing higher. You see, I was checking to see because price had rejected that area before, so I was like, it could possibly reject this area again. But the way that it opened was so strong, price was not even returning to some of the signal zones that I usually use, like at the low, uh, the second signal from the bottom. Price did not return to it. I was like, I think it's gonna be one of those run up mornings. So I had set my timer for 5 minutes, but I was like, if price does what I think it's gonna do, not returning to that lower zone, I want it to be into this trade. So I got in, took a stab, but I went to break even as soon as I could because I it was high, and I knew that we were in a zone that could possibly, because it was rejected before, could possibly reject before continuing higher. So I wanted to be at break even as soon as possible. So I'm in it, and then I go break even. But reading volume profile has changed the game for me big time. Being patient with the timer, using the timer to stay patient in the markets, like has changed so much. Even this past couple of days, I'm a little bit under the weather, but I was able to get into this trade. And I got broken even, I think, around here, and it was actually good that I got broken even because market continued just would have hit my stop loss if I didn't go to break even. And you usually like to see a little reset, but since it was coming off a zone hot and heavy, I was like, that thing want to go. Like it wants to go. It just not might not be right now. I saw this zone pop like the opposite um the the opposite zone of a buy, the sell zone pop up, and I was like, it's not gonna be respected because like buyers are buying right now. In the past couple of days, uh price when we open up, it just goes like it goes to where it wants to go, and then it just stops. Like price is just done at that point. So like usually the first hour of the session is like when you're gonna get your trade, and if you're not in it, the first hour of the trade, then you're probably going to be waiting around until like lunchtime or after lunch to catch a trade. And who wants to do that? We still have a life and kids. I'm executing on TradingView via Tradeivate, and I haven't checked yet, but I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see. This is an eval, like a breakdown or either a review of how I feel about the eval that I'm taking. I did notice that price difference is like 100 points, which is weird to me. I feel like price should be the same because I mean data feeds are data feeds when it comes to futures, so the price should definitely be the same, but they are not. But it doesn't seem to be affecting me too much at the moment. Um, but if I mean when I become a better trader, I don't want to deal with that kind of stuff, and that's why I think a lot of professional traders much rather use a rhythmic or a DX feed type data feed for their data because it's more accurate. Even though Tradeovate and NinjaTrader they're the same company, which I don't understand. Maybe it's just the prop firm. I don't know. So I can't say that it's the prop firm. I just can tell you the difference I've seen. And it also could be that we're just around Christmas time and things are just going to be out of whack. Right here, I did take a stab at a short just in case the zone that I previously was looking at had been rejected, just in case it wanted to fall out of the sky. But I went to break even as soon as there was any profit. So like or you guys would be a red candle close, but a purple candle close, and I was like, break even. I'm not even gonna play around with it because the zone was so powerful when it opened up. So like right here when it dropped down, I think it does one more drop. Yeah, I'm at break even right here. I'm not even playing with it. Break even. If it comes back, it comes back. Because my main objective was to follow what the volume profile is telling me, which is it wants to go higher. And I'm guessing, which we're all guessing, but I'm guessing that price wants to go to either another POC or POC or the zones that I have marked up top, the two white lines up top, one of those two lines, before continuing down or going back to volume area high on the composite. And right here we get some acceleration. And I was like, yes, 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 acceleration. I love to see that. And I knew I should have been in this trade like at the second signal, but failed to enter it because I was distracted because I was getting asked questions and you know kids and stuff. But this signal right here, I was like, if it comes back to the signal, I'm getting in it. I'm jumping in, and I think I got distracted again. Because this is a beautiful zone. It matched up with the previous zone, and I was like, yeah, it's going to go if it taps into the zone. And it had broken the cells highs that the cell signals that both of them. It broke both of the cell signals tops. So I'm like, okay, we're ready to go. So we should get moving here soon. does not come back. Which sometimes I like to see that, but a lot of times I do not. I like for it to come back, tap in, and then go. Again, I was distracted. So like I'm looking left, looking right, looking left, looking right, and then that pops up. And that tells me that there's a little battle happening here. So you really want to see this sell signal top get popped before buying again. This is all foresight, by the way. But when I was looking at it, I saw that my session volume profiles show me that price wanted to go up today. So I'm looking at it and I saw that it failed the POs. It failed closing below. Well, it did close below the POC, but then Thursday uh, opened up above and like basically showed a complete rejection. And I was like, okay, boom, we're going to continue higher because price is holding above the POC, the composite POC. So I'm looking for longs, definitely looking for longs. Um, and then when it came to the chart, I just needed to mark zones. And how I marked those zones was basically I dragged from the top where the move started from the top of my composite session profile all the way down to current price before the open, and I look for the delta to where the delta would was the strongest, and I mark those zones looking for them to be strong zones to either bounce and play higher or bounce and play lower. So right here, look, it's popping the top. So I like to see it pop on the top and it bounce and hit the zone. I like the pop. So if it continues, I want to be in this. You know what I mean? I'm from Florida, if y'all can't tell. And what I usually like to see is, like I said before, once it taps into a zone, I like to see signals start to pop off, right? So like right here, where it's compressing, like on the 40 range chart, like I like to see that at like a low or high. But because this opened up at a zone and just like catapulted off of the zone, I was looking for some continuation or maybe a bounce, come back, a bounce, and then go. Uh, but like I said before, price has been acting a little weird as of late. And just like in the beginning of the market, it just goes where it wants to go and then it like stalls out. And then you're like stuck sitting there waiting for a signal until after lunch. And boom, I'm in a trade. As soon as I see this, I'm in it. And I'm in this trade because it just came out of a consolidation where buyers and sellers are fighting. And buyers have shown, like, hey, we are in control. Sellers get out the way, buyers are in control. And I want to be in this, even if it retraced a little bit, because more than likely it's not coming all the way back to fill in that signal zone as it showed yesterday after lunch, or is it right before lunch? I think it was right before lunch. Price came back to a zone and started giving buy signals, and it never came back. The price is going, 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 I'm showing you where I actually entered, and I was looking for a 1 to 2, but I forgot to readjust my take profit because I was like, this is some heavy momentum, so it should go 1 to 5, but 1 to 2, I'm looking on just making sure everything is consistent up until this point. And anytime that I didn't like that the sellers were trying to step in right here, and then it respected the sellers at this point. I didn't like that, and I knew that there's a possibility that it could come all the way back. So I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm distracted. Let me just get out the trade. And I just got out of the trade. But if I would have had my take profit at 200 ticks, it'd have been a nice 1K day, which hopefully I get fans, subscribers, but hold my hand to the flame and make sure I do the 30 days of 200 ticks and 200 ticks only. And once I'm consistent at that, I can move up to 300 ticks, 400, 500 ticks. But 30 days of 200 ticks should be should be perfect for me, especially in my life right now. Be great for my mentality, my mental. Um, and I really hope this is helping. I'm kind of rambling. I feel like I'm rambling. The reason I got out was because there were sellers present, even though sellers are not in control. Sellers are not in control, but sellers could push the market back a little bit, and I just didn't want to deal with it. My mental just didn't want to deal with it. So I just said, let me go ahead and get out. I still could have took my 2R, but not being greedy, being patient, getting like being green on the day, uh, and making sure my family's good and making sure my mental's good is the priority at this point. I've been doing this for almost 5 years now, since my daughter was born, and I need to see more than red on the P&L sheet. And 2 days of green is great. I just got to keep it up. Again, to reiterate, I'm looking at the cash session volume profiles and I'm reading them based on if they're going to go up or go down. I learned this from Fabio. He's a world class futures trader, literally a world class futures trader. This is his platform, Deepcharts, and even if I wasn't using Deepcharts, Rhythmic is even better than Tradeivate when it comes to charting. That's why a lot of professional traders use Rhythmic because the data is just crisper. Like it's just crisper. Um, Reading order flow is just crisper. Uh, yeah, like CAD session, reading volume profiles, using his methods in reading volume profiles. He has free stuff out there to help teach how to read volume profile. All you have to do is look up Fabio English, Chart Fanatics. And that's where I found him. Um, yeah, these are my executions, and I'm pretty sure I did this in less than an hour. I was done for the day in less than an hour, and you guys can do it too. Thank you for watching.
Break me that easy. I've been trying to face on repeatedly. I've been trying to run it off like all the others in my history. Yesterday was hell, but I made it through the day. Felt straight.